We are going to trial. Yep, that's right. It is not over by a long shot. Now, there were some wins for Ripple Labs via summary judgment. There were also some wins for the SEC via summary judgment. But there were some things out there that Judge Torres was like, yo, we got to go to trial to sort this out. I've got the court documents, no FUD, no hopium. Let's really break down what Judge Torres ruled today. I'm doing a stretching session, hanging out, and boom, my phone just blows up. Not literally, but you know what I mean, with info. XRP up 20%, but pulling back from its high has to do with what happened news-wise. I'm going to get into the story. Bitcoin sitting at 30,846, ETH 1957, XRP 59.9, under that 60-cent mark. XLM getting a bump as well to 11.2, up 60% last 24 hours. Sale of XRP on exchanges, not investment contracts. Court rules an SEC case against Ripple. Breaking news, Ripple wins case against XCC. No, girlfriend. Cointelegraph, bad. They won some pieces of it via summary judgment. Remember a while ago, I said, hey, one of the things that I'm not really looking forward to has to deal with what? Has to deal with the judge splitting the baby, not ruling one way or the other, but cutting it down the middle and then kicking the can down the road through the courts. Yes, through what, everyone? Through trial. As always, any article you see in this video or any of my other ones will be linked in the description below. Here are the court documents. I am going to read it to you, and you are welcome to read it whenever the F you want. I've got some highlighted segments here because I have read the whole thing. So let's read it. For the reasons stated below, the SEC's motion is granted in part and denied in part. And the defendant's motion is granted in part and denied in part. Yes, they split the baby. That's exactly what I've been saying this whole time. Oh man, and if you don't believe me, I took lots of heat for a video I did on April 8th, 3 months ago, called Split the Baby. It is not going to be clear cut, and we aren't over. Now, the beginning of this is factual background. We can skip it all. Worth the read, though, because the judge did say that there was a little bit of shenanigans going on. Has to do with institutional stuff. Since at least 2013, Ripple has prepared and distributed documents that describe the company's operations, the XRP trading market, and the XRP ledger. For example, in 2013 and 2014, Ripple created 3 brochures: Ripple for Gateways, Ripple Primer, and Deep Dive for Finance Professionals. These documents were distributed publicly to prospective and existing XRP investors and outline, among other things, the relationship between XRP and Ripple's business model. So yes, Ripple Labs did want, some juicy goodiness from XRP, including Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, XRP chat, an online forum described as the largest XRP crypto community forum to communicate about XRP and Ripple. Let's continue reading. This is just the background. We're going to get into the summary judgment part. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff in here. You're totally welcome to read it. Take it maybe a good 45 minutes to sort through it. Here, the defendants argue that XRP does not have the character and commerce of a security and is akin to other ordinary assets like gold, silver, and sugar. So basically, Ripple Labs is saying, it acts more like a commodity. There's no contracts. It's like gold. Here's the problem. This argument misses the point because ordinary assets like gold, silver, and sugar may also be sold as investment contracts, depending on the circumstances of the sale. So Ripple Labs' defense saying, hey, this is just like gold, commodity action. The court's like, girlfriend, because you could have contracts for that too. Here's one. Based on the totality of circumstances, the court finds that reasonable investors situated in the position of institutional buyers would have purchased XRP with the expectation they would derive profits from Ripple's efforts. From Ripple's communications marketing campaign and the nature of institutional sales, reasonable investors would understand that Ripple would use the capital received from its institutional sales to improve the market for XRP and develop uses for XRP Ledger, thereby increasing the value of XRP. Later, through its XRP market reports, Ripple continued to connect XRP's price and trading it to its own efforts. So what the judge is saying here is, look, there was some definitely connection to Ripple Labs wanting to pump up XRP, especially for institutional buyers. Hey, you buy this, you can make some money on it. Here's the thing, okay? Summary judgment for institution. We're going to get to all, so let me keep reading here. Including its vocal commitment to XRP, the announcement of a new business relationship, and continuing to sign up banks commercially to deploy its enterprise blockchain solution and join the global payments network. Saying that, yes, this is going to have impacts on XRP's price. Therefore, having considered the economic reality and totality of circumstances surrounding institutional sales, the court concludes that Ripple's institutional sales of XRP constituted the unregistered offer and sale of investment contracts in violation of Section 5 of the Securities Act. So essentially right here, they're saying Ripple Labs selling directly to institutional grade investors was of an unregistered offer, an unregistered sale, and investment contract violation of the Securities Act. Them selling to institutions is bad. They're going to have to face a penalty for that. That is bad. What does that do? Well, it's institutional money in the United States, and that's what we were hoping for. So guess what? They would now have to fill out a whole bunch of stuff. They would have to fill out unregistered securities forms, 506C exemptions. Oh, very interesting. Programmatic sales. Let's read on that. Having considered the economic reality of programmatic sales, the court concludes that the undisputed record does not establish the third Howey prong. Whereas the institutional buyers reasonably expected that Ripple would use capital as it received from its sales to improve the XRP ecosystem and thereby increase the price of XRP. Programmatic sales are very different. Ripple's programmatic sales were blind bid-ask transactions, and programmatic buyers had not known that their payments went to Ripple or any other seller of XRP. Ripple's programmatic sales represented less than 1% of global XRP trading volume. XRP from digital asset exchanges did not invest their money in Ripple at all. An institutional buyer knowingly purchased XRP directly from Ripple pursuant to the contract. But the economic reality is that programmatic buyer stood in the same shoes as a secondary market purchaser who did not know whom it was paying for. That protects us. That is really big. When you buy crypto from Coinbase, Qcoin, wherever, when you buy that token, that money now isn't going to Ripple Labs. But when Ripple Labs takes that XRP directly, sells it to these big institutions, yes, Ripple Labs directly benefits. So here, secondary sales are again protected. There's more though. It may certainly be the case that many programmatic buyers purchased XRP with the expectation of profit, which is totally true. But they did not derive that expectation from Ripple efforts as opposed to other factors such as general cryptocurrency market trends. Basically what they're saying is Ripple Labs has very, very little influence on the price of XRP. And that the majority of expectations of price from XRP came from general cryptocurrency market trends, not Ripple Labs. That's really good. That saved our butts big. Lastly, the institutional buyers were sophisticated entities, including institutional investors and hedge funds. An example of the entirety of the parties' understanding and expectations, including the full set of contracts, expectations, understanding centered on the sales and distribution of XRP, supports that conclusion that a reasonable investor situated in the position of institutional buyers would have been made aware of Ripple's marketing campaign efforts and public statements connecting it to its efforts. Therefore, having considered the economic reality and totality of the circumstances, the court concludes that Ripple's programmatic sales of XRP did not constitute in the offer and sale of investment contracts. We are protected. That is good. The problem, though, is if institutional money is considered the violation, institutional sales was a violation, how is XRP gonna moon if we still are blocking out institutional grade money? There's not a lot of retail money out there. I have proof. Want to know what my proof is? We're only at 61 cents right now. Now, granted, it's still early and people are still digesting the information. But the fact that institutional grade was considered unregistered securities action, that's not good. That's not good at all. The third category, which is other distributions. The SEC's last category of XRP sales and offers are other distributions. Builders, listen closely. Other distributions underwritten contracts for which Ripple recorded $609 million in consideration other than cash in its audited financial statements. The other distributions include distributions to employees as compensation and to third parties as Ripple's X-Spring initiative to develop new applications for XRP and XRPL. The SEC alleges that Ripple funded its projects by transferring XRP to third parties and having them sell the XRP into public markets. Therefore, having considered the economic reality and totality of the circumstances, the court concludes that Ripple's other distributions did not constitute the sale and offer of investment contracts. We're good there. What about what Larson and Garlinghouse had? Thus, a matter of law, the record cannot establish a third Howey prong as to these transactions for substantially the same rails as discussed above. Garlinghouse's offer and sale of XRP and digital asset exchanges did not amount to offers and sales of investment contracts. Brad's protected. The court rejects the defendant's fair notice and vagueness defenses as to the institutional sales. Ripple Labs was arguing, hey, fair notice, fair notice. Court's like, girlfriend, we ain't giving that one to you. Accordingly, the SEC's motion for summary judgment is granted to institutional sales and otherwise denied. And the defendant's motion for summary judgment is granted as to the programmatic sales and other distributions and largest and Garlinghouse sales, but denied to institutional. They split the baby. Sales of XRP directly to institutions, violation. There is going to be a penalty. Oh, yeah, and we ain't even done yet. Because these institutions knew exactly, and the money was going directly to Ripple Labs. Now, when you were buying XRP back in the day on Coinbase, when you're buying XRP from any exchange you want, that money doesn't go to Ripple Labs, it goes to that exchange. That's the difference. That's where we are getting the protection. That's where the market is pumping, yes. Yes, the market is pumping. Don't hear me out. I'm not saying it's not. But the reason you're not mooning is because of institutional. Now, Larson and Garlinghouse, what about aiding and abetting? Ooh, that's not good. Here we go, Section C. Larson and Garlinghouse aiding and abetting of Ripple's violations. The SEC also moves for summary judgment on its aiding and abetting claim against Larson and Garlinghouse to establish the liability for aiding and abetting a securities violation. Basically, they're saying, hey, look, they knew what they were doing was wrong, and they were saying, you know what? Larson, Garlinghouse, they knew the whole time they were doing unregistered securities. Well, guess what? The court said, nuh-uh, SEC, you lose that one too. Accordingly, the SEC's motion for summary judgment on the aiding and abetting claim against Larson and Garlinghouse was denied. For the foregoing reasons, the SEC's motion for summary judgment is granted as to the institutional sales and otherwise denied. Again, institutional money is still messed up. Now, this is where things get really bad. And when I mean really bad, remember, time is money. Delays suck. This court case held back XRP growth for quite some time. We all know it, right? The court shall issue a separate order setting a trial date and pre-related pretrial deadlines in due course. We are going to trial. So let's go big screen. So essentially we're protected, but not really, because we're going to be going to trial to sort out the rest of this stuff. Institutions now, in terms of sales, yes, that was bad. So there's going to be some fines. There's going to be some penalties. That'll be interesting to see. Now, us being protected is good, except for the fact if they block XRP with institutional sales, how are you going to get your XRP? If right now the thing that's moving crypto is retail money, because we don't have the regs in the United States, because we didn't get an overwhelming summary judgment all in one way, right? The judge split the baby. I've been saying it. The judge is going to split the baby. Some sales are unregistered securities. Some of them are like, hey, this doesn't apply. The issue we're going to have is this now is going to take more time, more money, and we have to see what the penalties are going to be. Very interesting, though, to read in here that the judge said, hey, look, Ripple Labs ain't doing a damn thing for the price of XRP. XRP moves along with the price of the market. That is very interesting. Because the SEC themselves even said that Bitcoin and Ethereum move the market. I even did a video about that for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while. I said that was the SEC's biggest mess up. They said Bitcoin and Ethereum move the market. Well, if Bitcoin and Ethereum move the market, then it's obviously not Ripple Labs moving the XRP market. In terms of the individuals themselves, Larson and Garlinghouse, they're okay. They did not do anything wrong. The judge was like, look, they talked to other countries out there in regarding securities, the international, they were fine. But what we got to do now is we got to see what kind of money do we got in the retail segment to pump this up? Because from an international standpoint, I'm looking at the price now at 63.2. From an international standpoint, this does not affect anyone outside the United States. We're still in the status quo, but institutional was officially ruled on. Outside of the United States, they're going to be like, whoa, wait a minute. We know money supply is tight, but now that institutions just got handcuffed with this, ooh, that is not good. That is not good. Now, something I would like to share with you is a tweet. I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. Is Brad Garlinghouse tweeting out, we said in December 2020 that we were on the right side of law and it will be on the right side of history. Thankful everyone who helped us out. Blah, blah, blah. And let's start planning that proper party. What party are you properly planning? Institutions are, that's, yeah, violation right there. So all your institutional offerings, they're going to have to go through a penalty on that. That's more money. And you got to go through trial, Brad. I get it. Brad's out there saying, hey, look, secondary sales are protected. He put this out on Twitter saying, hey, all you that are fans in XRP on Twitter are protected. Hey, I think that's great. But as a whole, the ruling today was not great. And the fact that we're going to trial means, guess what, everyone? More Ripple Labs SEC case coverage. Okay, well, I guess I'll have stories to cover. And just remember, as always, any article you see in this video, including the court document that I showed you, will be linked in the description below. So be very careful of all the FUD out there. No, XRP did not win outright. No, the SEC did not win outright. They split the baby. Institutional sales are in trouble. Everything else seems to be okay. What the judge didn't sort out outside of that, it's going to be left up to trial, everyone. I will catch you all later because I am going to work out.